What's up, guys? So in this video, I'm here to talk to you about the new year and what we have planned for the new year. But this first video is more about you, right? So, New Year's resolutions, I think that they're, for the birds, whatever. We make New Year's resolutions every year. Most people make the same resolutions every year for all of the years that they're alive. So, what I want to help you do in this video, well, what I want to do is piss you off a little bit. I want to say some things that hopefully will resonate with you, because if you're committed like I'm committed to making 2017 the best year that I've ever walked planet Earth, there's a few things that you got to get straight in your head first, right? So let me tell you what I mean. For myself, the only times I've ever really gotten in trouble or that I've ever really fallen off track, whether it's in my personal life, with my fitness, whatever it is, the only times that ever happens is when the thing that I'm trying to do isn't impossible. So let me tell you what I mean. Let's use fitness for an example, right? You have spent, I don't know for sure, but I'm almost positive that you, specifically you, have spent every day, maybe it was the last thing you thought about before you went to bed, maybe every time you go to buy clothes, every time that you eat something, you're thinking about calories and your weight and your program. You spent every day of your life obsessed with your weight and how you feel about how you look, right? So when you first started Body Burn, it was because you were so uncomfortable with how you felt about how you looked that you were willing to do anything to start to see results and to start to feel better about it, right? And that's what carries us through for the first few weeks, right? Or so I'll use myself as an example. When I opened up Body Burn, it was because I was so pained by the thought of not being able to be a trainer anymore, not seeing this Body Burn thing grow, not being able to provide for my family like I need to. I was so pained by that I was willing to do anything, any amount of work, get up at any time in the morning, do anything to make that thing happen. I was so powerfully motivated by the pain of it that the next thing I know, I look around and I have 10 instructors in 2 locations. I never even pictured that. I never even thought about that. This is what I had. And something very similar happens to you guys. You're so frustrated with your weight and how you feel about how you look that you're willing to do anything, even come to these crazy workouts, even come do this really hard stuff, because it means that you're going to see results, right? Whatever it takes to see some results. And you know what? It works. It works for 10 pounds. It works for 6 weeks. It works really well. And then always, sooner or later, we get to a place where we feel better, but we're not done. We've made progress, but we're not finished. It doesn't bug me every time I go to put on an outfit anymore because it fits better. I don't get frustrated every time I look in the mirror because I'm lean and toned, and I've made progress compared to where I started, but I'm not prepping my food like I used to. I don't log my food like I used to. I'm not on track like I used to be because it doesn't hurt anymore. Does that make sense? But here's the problem. You're still going to bed every night thinking about your weight, thinking about how you feel about how you look, feeling the frustration of the foods that you ate that you shouldn't have, right? You're still obsessed. But if you feel better because you've made progress, then what's keeping you up at night? Why are you still obsessed? I'm going to clue you in on something. I've asked every single one of you ladies at some point, 90%, there may be some that I haven't had a chance to ask this question, but 90% of you I've asked you, if I had magic powers and I could snap my fingers and you had the result that you've always wanted, for some women it's a rippling six-pack. For some women it's just being able to fit into their favorite outfit. Some women just want to feel comfortable in a swimsuit, whatever. I always ask you, what is it for you? Invariably, every single time out of the 1,000 times I've asked that question, the answer is always, people go out of their way to say, no, I don't want a six-pack. I just want to feel more toned. I just want to feel more comfortable, right? Well, I'm going to call bullshit. Sorry, cussed. I'm going to call BS on that. Because if you, I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how much weight you think you have to lose. If you woke up tomorrow and you had a rippling six-pack, you would not be upset about it. You wouldn't want to give it back. You wouldn't be frustrated with it, right? That would be the ultimate goal for you. Here's the problem. You don't believe that can happen for you. right? You don't believe that that could ever be realistic. Now, I know what you're saying right now. Dathan, I have 4 kids. Dathan, I have 60 pounds to lose. Dathan, I'm 50 years old. Whatever it is. So you're telling me right now in your head, you're deciding that it could never happen for you. Let me explain something to you. Using myself as an example, a high school dropout who's been to prison 2 times, who's battled drug addiction and just pure insanity his entire life, should not be running 2 successful gyms, should not have 300 members in his program, and should not have been able to do all that before the age of 26. Like, do you understand? I've been to prison for years and done this before the age of 26. By the age of 26, that's impossible. That's a 1 in a million story. Now, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm blessed and I'm thankful for that. And a part of the blessing has been the people that God's brought to me into this business and into my life. But here's the deal. I became obsessed with an impossible goal. I became obsessed with something that should have never been able to happen. And now we're going into our, middle of our 2nd year. And it's going good. And things are well. And we're growing. And we're looking at a 3rd location. Shh, keep that to yourself. Now, if I would have just believed that the best I could ever do is get a job at somebody else's gym, if I would have just believed that the best I could ever do was, be a really successful trainer myself, but that I can never grow and help other people become coaches and help other people change lives. If I would have believed that the number of lives that I could impact stopped at the number of hours in the day I had to train them, none of you would be listening to this right now. If Body Burn has been a good thing for you, it couldn't have been had I believed that these things were impossible. When I got to that place where I had more success than I ever anticipated, I didn't have a clear vision. It was no longer impossible. In fact, I had overshot my goals. And all of a sudden, I didn't have to get up early in the morning anymore. All of a sudden, I wasn't painfully motivated. All of a sudden, I feel lost. So how did I get back on track? How did I get refocused? I began to set new, impossible goals, right? I'm going to continue to work for the thing that should never be able to happen, right? I'm going to continue to work for the thing that would take every ounce of effort that I have. Why? Because even if I never hit that goal, wherever I end up at with that obsessed type attention to detail, with that pure obsession motivation, obsessed with an impossible goal, wherever I end up with, whether it's my goal or not, it's infinitely better than spinning my wheels, than getting stuck. So how do we make this? And this is true in my fitness too, right? This is true in how I look in the mirror. When I felt lean, when I felt toned, when I felt strong, yeah, all of a sudden I was allowed to eat a few cheeseburgers. All of a sudden I didn't have to work out every day. All of a sudden I didn't have to be as disciplined with my nutrition, right? And I started to get a jelly belly. So I've had to reassess and get back in there. The jelly belly's gone now, but we don't got to talk about that. So how do we make this real for you, right? Well, here's the deal. You're obsessed whether you accept it or not. This is going to be gnawing at your mind whether you like it or not. The problem is you're not obsessed with the pain that you feel about how you look in your weight. You're not obsessed with being out of shape, right? About getting away from that. But you are still subconsciously obsessed with an impossible goal. You know what? I don't care who you are. You may not be satisfied until you have abs. And your answer may be, well, Dathan, if you've had as many kids as I had, you would know that, there's loose skin and stuff. Or Dathan, if you were my age and had as much weight as I had to lose, then you would know that that's a crazy. Well, here's the deal. I don't care if it's impossible or not. You're still obsessed with it. Now, it might not specifically be abs. I know that. I know that you may be watching this and say, Dathan, I really don't care about having abs. But you care about being lean, fit, toned, and strong, ultimately, supremely, to the point that you could wear anything and do anything and not have to second guess yourself, right? That's what we're obsessed with. And losing 20 pounds or just getting started is not going to feed that obsession. It's not going to meet that need. So what you need to do is be bitterly honest with yourself. You need to accept the fact that if you feel like you're spinning your wheels, if you feel like you're stuck, it's not the holidays, okay? It's not that you've fallen off track. It's not that you're in a rut. It's the fact that you're denying yourself. You're denying your obsessions. You're denying the thing that you're obsessed with. You're telling yourself a lie. Why are you doing that? Because you don't believe that you'll ever reach the thing that you're obsessed with. If I'm a liar, post it below. Tell me I'm a liar, but I don't think I am. No, I think I've been there. I think I've seen it happen to hundreds of people. I think every lady in this program, if she's been here for more than 6 weeks, has experienced this to some degree. I think that a lot of us are dealing with it right now and we're blaming the holidays, right? I'm in a funk. I'm in a rut. The kids were sick. Ate too much sugar the other day, right? I don't care. I don't care. Doesn't matter. It doesn't. And here's why it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you go to bed with yourself, right? And either you're happy with your day, you're happy with where you're at, or you're frustrated. You could get all the money in the world. You could lose 50 pounds, but that doesn't mean that you're ever going to be satisfied. If you're in body burn, it's because you're never satisfied. You'll never be satisfied. You're committed and obsessed to a goal that is impossible. So you need to recognize that. You need to let yourself be committed to it, and then you need to begin to act accordingly. So right now, what I need you to take away from this, we have a 6-week challenge coming up, of course, for the New Year's. It's free to all of our members. We have a special point system. We've revamped the sticker charts at the gym. Super excited about those. We've had people using them for the full 12 months of 2016. This year we've joint ventured with a charity. So every time you do your check-ins, we'll donate to a charity. I'm going to let you guys know about all that. I'm going to let you know about the 6-week challenge. Nobody gives a shit. I'm sorry, cussing. Nobody gives a shit if you win the prize at the end of the challenge. Because the only prize you can ever actually win is something that you can keep with you forever. And you know what you can keep with you forever? Doing something impossible. I've been blessed in my life to do 1 or 2 things that were impossible. That should have never happened. I was used by God in that way. And can I tell you that when I do the things that were always supposed to be impossible for me, when I make that a regular occurrence in my life, when I commit and break and destroy the barriers and I do the impossible, there is nothing that can keep me down. There is nothing that can set me back. There is no reason why I should fail. I need you to figure out what it is. I need you right now today to begin to think about, why do I feel like I'm stuck? Why do I feel like I'm in a rut? Why am I unsatisfied with my fitness, with my daily habits, with how I prep my food? Huh? Maybe you lost 20 pounds already, but you know you've never prepped your food. You know you've never really logged, right? Maybe you know that you could start to break through that plateau if only you would commit to not going out and having drinks on the weekend. You can do it for 1 week. You can do it for 2 weeks. Can you do it for 6 weeks? I need you to think about it. What are you obsessed about? What is the source of your discomfort, right? I'm going to post another video later where we're going to specifically look at some end results, right? We're going to look at some transformation stories of people that started right where you're at and that got to some just crazy, incredible place. Some of those ladies are going to be from our program. Some of them are going to be just examples that I found on Google. But we're going to reverse engineer these, because here's the deal. You never start a goal from where you're at and then just do the next thing, right? That's reacting, right? That's like waking up to my day and saying, man, I'm going to eat really well today, but I don't have any food prepped and I'm going to be hungry by 11. And so I'm going to have to go through fast food, or I'm going to break down and eat whatever's at the gym. And then you're at the end of or whatever's at the gym, break down and eat whatever's at work. And then you're at the end of your day and you're like, man, how did I fall off track so bad? Don't be surprised. You didn't start with the end goal and then ask yourself, what do I have to do to get there? You just said that this is what you want and then tried to make it happen. So I need you guys to get clear. What is it? Do you want to do 10 pull-ups? I didn't ask you if you thought you would ever do 10 pull-ups. Do you want to have a six-pack? I didn't ask you if you thought you could ever get a six-pack. That shit is irrelevant. Whether or not you think it can happen or not, whether or not you believe it or not, that's irrelevant. We're going to do the work to get there. That's what this 6-week challenge is about. That's what 2017 is about for me. Going to a place that I've never been. Doing something that I should have never been able to do. And that's what this challenge is going to be about. Showing you guys a process to break through these plateaus, to make it last, to make it work, and to get the best results. Not because you want to have abs, but because you're obsessed with anything less than your very best. If you made it all the way down to the end, comment below and say all the way. You didn't have to watch it, just listen to it. But if you made it all the way to the end, leave me a comment below so I know who all's on the same page. And I'll be sure to post the next video here either tonight or tomorrow. Thanks, guys.